Hello and welcome to As the Wheels Turn. I am your host and installer, Dwayne Lee, and you are Creativeville Concepts, where all the magic happens. So this is a special video for incomplete tutorials. My installations sometimes run into scheduling issues and problems where I can't do a full tutorial for my clients and customers, my DIY folks, and the people who follow my channel. So that's basically what this video is about. And first off, 2015 Kia, that I did a factory update for their system. This was a couple that ran into an issue when they went to the dealership. By it being an older vehicle, and you can see this in my previous videos, I always mention that when your vehicle falls under a certain age, it can no longer be updated either by the dealership or in some cases not at all. Well, Kia, my hats off to them, will allow you to go on their website, download the necessary software, not only for the Bluetooth but for the system itself. It'll have the current map updates and also software updates, so your radio can run efficiently. And again, this is for 2015. The next one is a buddy of mine. Antonio actually is a contractor. He owns a landscaping business, and he brought me his Bobcat Zero Turn. This was an extremely fun project for me to not only add a light bar to a zero turn, which is somewhat unheard of, but also to put a sound system on one. All right. And last, we have an update for my 1996 Camaro Z28 Project Red Alert. And I wanted to share just an update 2026 of a couple of things that I've added to it. So with all that, guys, thank you for supporting my channel, and I will see you in the next clip. Take care. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and installer, Dwayne Lee, and you are at Creativeville Concepts, where all the magic happens. So today's question is, do you have soul? Hope you guys are doing well. Our community website, where we can actually upload, different things, current events going on and whatnot. So I actually put a picture of a Mazda, a little small clip of the 2017 Mazda MX-5 that I upgraded, and got a lot of response from it because I upgraded her system. So, but this particular person called me and said that she had a 2016 Kia Soul. That's what this is. She didn't want to upgrade it, which is, it's okay. But there is a way for me to upgrade the maps. Now, the dealer doesn't even mess with this. So she contacted me, and I told her, I said, yeah, I can go to Kia's website. I can get a flash drive, download it, the map. So Kia's really good about that, which is great, for people who don't want to choose the option to replace the factory system in it, which is okay. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. My time is somewhat limited. So once I download all the information from Kia's website on the 32 gigabyte flash drive, well, you can either use a flash drive or a SD card. So this one actually uses a SD card. So either one of those two options for, different Kia models. So with all that, guys, I'm going to get started. So I'm actually charging up her car, keeping it trickle charged, because once I download everything from the computer, it's going to take about an hour for everything for me to go through the menu screens to update the navigation on this. I think it's 2024 from Kia's website. So if you guys have any questions, everything that I find out, I'll let you know, and I will respond to you in the comments below. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, so I got the SD card inserted with all the updated map information from Kia. And basically, it's going to update, reboot, It's going to go through a process and hopefully take less than an hour, but sort of a lengthy process. You know, once you set everything up on Kia's website, pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, that goes back to my previous, tutorials mentioning if your car is paid for, it's dependable, good engine, good transmission, and it's just lacking updated information and features, that's where I come in at. So, save that money. Save that money for your nest egg, for rainy days, for your kids. So with all that, guys, I'm just going to continue to wait here and see what happens. Again, I hope all is well, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, so this is very important. Make sure your vehicle is either running or you have it connected to a setup to where it's actually charging your battery. As you can see right here, you can see my battery maintainer is connected. I have the display turned off on it right now, but it is basically keeping that battery charged as this thing is updating. So like I said and mentioned earlier, it's going to continue to shut down a little bit, and it's going to update, and it's going to do its thing. So 2 out of 4 updates. So maybe it might make it in that 45-minute range, something like that. So anyway, guys, like I said, if you have any questions or anything like that, just shoot me a message or whatever. See you in the next clip. Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and installer, Dwayne Lee, and you are at Creative L Concepts, where all the magic happens. So you are not looking at a vehicle. You're actually looking at a Bobcat zero turn, the Kawasaki FT730V. All right. So this guy is he's a friend of a buddy of mine who actually wanted me to do a custom install. He wanted me to try to do a light bar, which I've never done one on a zero turn or any kind of lawnmowers. So with all that said, let me go ahead and get started, and I'll be shooting some more footage, a few photos. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. All right, guys, this is the last video on this Bobcat custom light bar install, and as you can see, I have it mounted. My customer has his mask that he was actually hanging over before I put the light bar on there, so I'm going to go ahead and test it. I already got my connections in, so excuse me, guys, if I didn't actually do a step-by-step installation. It's like 10,000 mosquitoes out here, and I've gotten bit quite a lot. So I just turned the power on. All right, everything's off. Here's a switch right here. Turn it on. Let there be light. So I don't know how many zero turns or lawnmowers that have custom lights on it, but this is my first right here. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video. This is another one done by Dwayne Lee, Creative L Concepts, where all the magic happens. See you in the next video. All right, guys, welcome to Creative L Concepts, where all the magic happens. What you are looking at is a Bobcat. So this is Antonio's Bobcat. He actually owns his own landscaping company, so he wanted me to pimp it out. That's exactly what I did. So in the previous video, you guys have seen the light bar. I'm gonna turn that on for you. Probably the first Bobcat with a light bar on it anyway. So so that was one of his ideas. The second one is that he wanted some sound on it. So I actually comply with that, because this is where all the magic happens. Got him a switch here, and boom. He has sound. So this is a Bluetooth Boss system, right? Actually lights up, which is pretty cool. So he does a lot of night cutting. So that light bar will actually shine out probably 5 car lengths, but
Anyway, guys, just wanted you to see this quick video. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to do a quick, illustration thing, drilling holes and connecting wires, because this guy uses this like 7 days a week. So I barely had enough time to get it done. As you can see, it's getting dark outside. So, but anyway, so when he gets here, we'll actually connect it to his phone and go from there. So I hope you guys are having a good one. I'll see you in the next video.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and installer, Dwayne Lee, and you are at Creativeville Concepts, where all the magic happens. So today is a special video tutorial that I'm doing on my 1996 Camaro Z28 Project Red Alert. And like I mentioned in my previous tutorials, if you haven't seen the beginning, the before and after video and illustrations of this car, feel free to go into my archives and check it out. So I'm basically just going to do a rundown on some things that I've done to it, some upgrades here. First of all, hope you guys are doing well. So let's jump right into it. A few things that I haven't mentioned in some of my other tutorials. I did change out the tail lights. They're aftermarket with black cover lenses on it. And I rewired it in a different configuration where all 4 lights are on instead of a single light on each side. For that, there is a backup camera, which back in 1996 that was sort of unheard of, especially for a sports car. And I have dual exhaust tips that I had welded onto the car. And I changed the wheels out, of course. These are 20-inch wheels, and they're offset just like the newer generation Camaros and Corvettes. Those are the factory ones over there. I'll zoom in so you can see them a little bit. Still in good shape. So the headlights, again, I'm gonna do a quick rundown of what I've done. So from 1993 to 1997, there are no companies that offer aftermarket lights for those vehicles. Basically what I've done, I've ordered a set that I thought would fit from a 1998 Yukon. Once I received them, I actually taken them apart. I separated the clear lens from the backing and put my own LEDs inside of it that I can control with a remote. So I've done that years ago and they still look good. So I guess they're considered demonized. I think that's what they call it right now. So, but anyway, every bulb on this car has been replaced. There is no halogen bulbs at all. Everything is LED. Pretty much, I have the LED accent lighting connected to that center bezel on each corner. That's a strip of LEDs along with the tail lights. Okay. So coming on the inside here, I'm going to show you what I've done. So this is a custom made bezel, because back then they didn't offer a dash kit for these F-body generation cars. I think the Firebirds as well. So this is just scrap parts and pieces here. That trim piece that's in red actually came from a dash kit later on in years from I think it's a Toyota Avalon or something like that. Probably the first years of that. So actually I just took the kit apart. I integrated it in this bezel that I custom made. And I had it painted the same color as the body. So when this car was in a body shop, I told them to paint that trim piece along with these tweeters that I've added onto the doors. As you can see, the grills are painted, and that is the same paint and color as the body, just to give it a different accent. I did change out the carpet in this vehicle as well. It had a leak. It was the standard gray carpet that most of these Camaros and Firebirds came with. So what I did notice when they ran I think it was an XM or Sirius radio, the antenna, they broke the seal and had it mounted up here, and water had been running in through that hatch, and there was mold all inside of the back seats on the floor. So once I gutted all the carpet out, I noticed that, of course, and
resealed. I'll actually replace all the seals on this vehicle as well. So, yep, so many things I've done to it. I'm not going to try to cover everything because there is a lot. So I did replace the system in it. But before I do that, let me show you what I pulled out the car. So this was the standard 10.5 size Bose radio that they offered back then. Again, when this car was purchased, the system was messed up. One speaker was playing, all the amps were blown in it. Very expensive radio back in the day. Just didn't hold up. Now Bose has actually made great strides. I mean, they haven't heard anything too much negative about it, but I think that was the first run of the Bose systems back then, and they just weren't up to standard. So, and this thing actually came with cassette. It's a cassette holder. That's crazy. So again, this car will be 30 years old next year. So and I gutted out the system like I mentioned. So I did replace there was the Bose amplifier in this corner here, which is behind the driver's side. I replaced it with a box that they actually make for these Camaros this year, and I put a 10-inch sub in it. Here's the amplifier here. I think it's running about maybe, Lord, I can't remember. It's been some years. It's up there. I think it might be about 1,000 watts or something like that. Nothing major. So and I found another box that fit in this of course the passenger side corner, and I put another one in there. So first it only had one, and then I found out that this company did make them for this side, and nothing but a floor jack that was in this quarter panel back here that I removed. So I do have AAA and tow service, so probably won't be using that. So the T-tops, again, I have to give GM some props on this one. It does have the integrated holder for the T-tops. They don't leak. Now I'm not sure about the older gens, but I think the older ones did leak a little bit, but I think they did the design pretty good on it. So when I had this car painted, I wanted them to paint this B pillar here, because all the same year models from 93 to 90, might have been 90 all the way to 97, I think, this B pillar was actually black, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. I think it looks more modern, that is color, it's painted the same color as the car. So, and then the red actually was in this T-top part. I had this part painted black. So this was actually red with the rest of the car, but I had them to paint it black to just give it a, just a different look and everything like that. So I did change the seats out. I bought these seats about 5 or 6 years ago, and it's from a company called Braun. They make very high-end seats, but they're just, their quality, that the research I've done is just, they're supposed to be second to none. So I wanted to try them out. I love the red stitching that actually matches the steering wheel cover on it. And so these are the previous seats that was in the car, first ones I bought for. I will show you quickly the headlights on it. Again, everything is all LED except the low beam. Those are actually true HIDs, so I had to rewire pretty much everything when I gutted out the factory lights in it. And now I don't know if you guys remember the switchbacks. They came out maybe 10 years ago or so. They're white. I think they do make a new variation of it, but they're actually clear. And then when you turn on your hazards or your turn signals, all right, let me turn that off. Plus I wanted to show you guys my fog light that I have in here too, so I don't have the key in ignition, but I'm going to show you guys what the hazards look like on those switchbacks. So as you can see, it was clear, now it's amber. So once you turn the lights on, and basically so it's still flashing amber. So now when I turn off the hazards, they go back clear. So they were really expensive back then, but again, I wanted to really bring this almost 30-year-old car, you know, into the future. And everything that I've done to it, I've replaced the big fog lights that were actually busted and cracked up with LED fog lights in it. So everything I've done, you guys let me know in the description. But if you go back and look at my archives with the previous videos on this tutorials that I've done, you'll see how people, you know, have commented back in the day. So, oh yeah, I forgot I did change out the interior lights to red. Also, you know, the convertibles and the T-tops came with the factory lighted mirror and everything. So guys, if I missed anything, actually there is one more thing I want to show you guys. So coming around on this side over here. So if you guys notice, there's no key in the ignition. So I actually wired my system up to where you can actually turn on and off everything without the key being in. Also, I wired my doors so my windows will work without the key. See, no key. So this is the main power cutoff for this Dragon Touch. Now right now it's running on a battery, but when I turn the switch on, it'll actually charge it up and everything. So I will have to still manually turn off this Dragon Touch, and it's off right there. So, and I did, wow, this is a major thing that I almost left out, guys. So this car basically isn't automatic. So what I've done, I replaced the console because it was cracked, just the heat from it. And you know, if you guys know anything about Camaros or Firebirds back in the day, this is part of this dash is ABS plastic. And for the life of me, GM, whew, wow. I'm telling you, 100 zonks on that one. This dash piece alone, this is an aftermarket one, but the factory one that they replaced when this car was purchased was $400. And in about a month and a half to 2 months, it cracked, the brand new one. So they never did, of course, you know, put that in any recall or anything like that. It was just, it's just what, you know, what it was. You're basically buying the engine, the transmission, and the performance. So they really, this was probably one of the worst dashboards. So when I upgraded this thing myself, you know, I wanted to, you know, just try to, like I said, bring it into the future and make it functional. You know, I don't like cracks and stuff like that. So I did find a good, you know, console, you know, from eBay. And it was used, of course. You know, you can't buy these new anymore after, you know, so many years. So it did have, this was for a 5-speed. So what I did, I actually ordered a Corvette red leather bag, okay, somewhere on the West Coast. It was through eBay. And I ripped out the, you know, the components in the of course, this console. And I glued in this boot and I cut my shifter. And Momo actually sold, I don't know if they still sell them. It's like it's like a pistol grip shifter knob for a stick. And I integrated it into this thing. So all I have to do when I start it up, I push it down and it goes in gear. So it works for me. This is my main power switch, which was a cigarette lighter. You know, I don't smoke. You know, no disrespect for people who do, but yep, never jumped into that. But so, and this turns on the main power for the radio right here without the key. All right, so you can turn it off. Now this does light up when you turn all the lights on. You heard the amp just pop in the back. So now what I did in here in the console here, so I put LED lights inside the console, which, you know, it did have a factory small little light in there that was a you know, incandescent bulb. I changed that out to a LED as well, and I put in two 3.0 5-volt chargers. Well, it's in one you know, unit, and I'll put a main power switch on it that turns it on and off. And this is a subwoofer control volume knob, and what's sticking out right there is connected to this radio, which is the USB connector, and it has music and videos and all that stuff. So yep, this unit does play all that and everything. So but guys, look, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I forgot about that. That is a radar detector. So I did sacrifice one of the vents for the radar detector because this is a performance car, and I tend to get a heavy foot when I'm listening to one of my favorite music songs. So with all that, guys, I hope your day is going by great, and I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm gonna take it out for a spin. I just got the seats in last night, and as you can see, they look pretty good. So, well, I want you guys to be blessed and check out my channel. Look at the other stuff on there. If you got any comments, questions, I always reply back. With all that said, guys, love y'all. Take care and God bless.